Alright, greetings and welcome back, gentles and ladiesmen, to Exo Plays Spyro 2, Ripto's Reclusion.
Hi, Spyro. Ripto and Gulp are hiding out in a room in the castle below us. You'll need all 14 talisman in order to break the lock and get to them.
So for some reason, they couldn't... See, I don't understand why talismans are a thing. Because if they had gone with just having orbs, and then just you need a certain number of orbs to fight the boss, then the backtracking in this game would be a complete non-issue, because you could just save levels for later. So I don't know why they did that. I don't understand. Like, I think they were trying to do a thing like, I don't know, like a normal progression. Like, you know, basically a 2D Mario type game where it's just an obstacle course and you beat the stage. They were trying to do a thing where you just need to beat the stage to fight the bosses. And by the way, this is one of the more, like, you know, I was talking about those aha moments from Spyro 1. This is a pretty good one, in my opinion, where you have to basically glide from the top of that tower, and in doing so, you come across this orb and a few gems. So that's clever. I wish there was more of that in Spyro 2, because as is, I find that there's more of that in Spyro 1, honestly. What it's in Spyro 2, it's pretty good, but unfortunately, there's not as much of that as I would have liked. But regardless, if you follow this Great Wall of China down here all the way to the end, you will find this cracked wall, and behind it is the other orb in this stage. And we found a whole bunch of gems along the way. Now so I guess I was totally wrong. I did not need to start a new part to grab those. It only took me like a minute and a half. Probably could have lived with having a 24-minute long episode, but you know, what's in the past is in the past. Just like me recording this in 60 for no reason. Because it's gotta be like that. Let's see. I know I have not gotten everything, all the gems. There are 20 left, so I guess we'll have to find those later. Over here we have Scorch, which is another level, in my opinion, alongside Zephyr. We'll get into that in a second. So I guess that one was cute. Nobody died,
Hello,
so...
Spyro. My brother Handel and I have been sent here to blow up this castle. But Handel got caught by these evil soldiers, and I'm stuck out here. If you can open the doors that block the way, I can find Handel, and we can complete our super secret spy mission.
So Handel and Greta are... And I did try to look this up in the previous attempt at this session. I could not find any information on who voices Greta, but I'm 90% certain that I'm sure if you know who actually does voice her, feel free to comment below. I feel like it's Pamela Hayden, you know, the voice of Milhouse, because Pamela Hayden will show up as one of the main characters of Spyro 3 later, and I'm pretty sure she voices Greta in that game, so my guess is that she voices Greta in this game as well. I mean, after all, they had Tom Kenny money, so I'm sure they had Pamela Hayden money. Because if you're only ever known for The Simpsons, you know, Dan Castellaneta is only one who seems to have a career outside The Simpsons out of the main voice cast. I don't know, I guess plenty of the, like, Harry Shearer, I'm sure, has done a bunch of stuff, and probably... Oh, Hank Azaria has definitely done a bunch of stuff, but... Actually, Hank Azaria was in fucking Run, Fat Boy Run, wasn't he? In a kind of dramatic role. It was surprising for me. Anyways, Scorch is a decent stage, but I do find it's one of the more backtracky stages in Spyro 2. And for, you know, like, backtracking not in terms of we have to come back here later, thank goodness no. You could do everything in one go, which is the way I like it. But backtracking in the sense that you end up having to wander around everywhere to complete the stage, and even on your first go. And we'll get more into that as that becomes relevant. For now, we'll raise these flags, which opens the door ahead, or the talisman. That is the central task. Hit the switches, raise the flags, open the doors, and then head to Handel, who will be alive and well when you find him, by the way. Make sure that you ram these trees. When you ram them, a coconut falls down. You have to do that for all the trees and you will get a skill point.
The monkeys have escaped from the Avalar Zoo, and I've been sent here to catch them. But they keep throwing coconuts at me, and it hurts. Can you help me out?
So here's...
Great! Just charge the tree before I get hit. I'll be able to catch the monkeys as they fall. Follow me.
So here is one of the easiest minigames in Spyro 2. Again, this is another one of those baffling minigames where I don't even know why they bothered. It's up there with the Snow Leopard, where it's just like, what's the challenge of this? Like, I guess the idea is that you're supposed to avoid having you or Hunter get hit by the coconuts, but I have never lost this minigame, ever. It is so easy, and it's just like, I would much rather play the tunnel from Spyro 3 than this, you know, the water tunnels, because there's actual challenge. There's no challenge here. At worst, you get hit by the coconut, and if you get hit too many times, you die, but I've never had that happen.
Thanks for your help, Spyro. Please, take this. One of the monkeys had it.
Like, there's no challenge to that minigame, so what was the point? There isn't even a harder version of it, like where, uh-oh, even more monkeys escape from the Avalar Zoo. And this time, they've got machine guns. Help me out, Spyro. Like, they don't do that either. They just have the one round, you catch a few monkeys, and then 5 minutes later, I mean, half a minute later, it's done. 30 seconds. It's so easy. I mean, like, I don't mean to rag too much on Spyro 2, but do you guys know what the point of this minigame was? I don't know. I mean, it's over in 5 seconds. I mean, like I said, it's inoffensive enough, is what I mean. And by that I mean it's not offensive because it's so easy. It's not gonna block you from getting 100% like the pachinko machine might. But I don't know what the point of it was. It's so... I don't know, man. I've made my point, you get what I'm saying. I do like these guys with the guns. I think they're the only enemies with guns in Spyro 2. I might be wrong, but actually no, fuck that. There are space cows with laser guns that we'll be seeing later. Because that exists in the Spyro cinematic universe. And by Spyro cinematic universe, I don't mean the Legend of Spyro cinematic universe. I mean the original Spyro cinematic universe. You know, the one before they rebooted it 3 times. You guys know the one. And at the end, there will be a blue laser that shoots up in the sky in the middle of the city. And Spyro, Hunter, and Elora will have to learn to work as a team. And that'll be the plot. I feel like it's a bunch of in-jokes you'd already have to know about. And have to be like a big Red Letter Media fan or something. Because I make too many Red Letter Media jokes and references, especially on the podcast, because Haydox is in on it, so he gets them. Nobody else does, and it just makes me feel like an asshole. But I digress. We finish this third chunk of the stage real quick. There's an under area. We'll go to that later because that'll be more efficient for various reasons. And like I said, when it comes to the overarching mechanics and like the overall level design of Spyro 2 is pretty strong. And I do, even though there's more, you know, mini games and stuff to like distract from the core collectathon stuff, there's still plenty of collectathon stuff, and I still feel like the levels in this game, generally you can finish them in less than 10 minutes, so that to me is perfect for Spyro. And I feel like Spyro, despite all the changes they made in the second game, it still feels like a worthy follow-up to Spyro 1, in terms of,
Spyro,
you know.
you make a great secret agent. Now Hando and I can complete our mission. By the way, you can have this talisman. I stole it when the soldiers weren't looking.
So we don't know who Handel and Greta are working for. I think it's implied in Spyro 3 that they work for the professor, but we don't actually see that in the second game at all. We don't know who these soldiers are and why Handel and Greta are trying to, you know, invade their fortress and take their stuff. We don't know that. It's never explained, but, you know, whatever. The idea is that it's, hey, look, it's their cute little kids. It's playing secret agents.
Hey, Spyro, we need those flags to prove our secret mission was successful. But the flag keeper keeps stealing them. If you could knock the flag keeper down, you could bring the flags back. My secret decoder ring says that this power-up thing should help you.
Now, there is another NPC we'll be meeting later in the game who has a secret decoder ring, so... And I think they actually maybe suggest that there's a partnership there in the epilogue spoilers. But this minigame is kind of... Like, this is what I meant when I said that the level gets kind of backtracky in itself. Reason being that, as you can see, there's this guy in a this racist caricature with a turban flying on a magic carpet.
So, you want that
Named
flag,
Bombo.
Dragon? Well, two can play at this bombing game. Let's go.
Whoa, did he just swear? There weren't subtitles there, I might think he said the F word. And that would be no good. But basically what we do, and this is pretty easy in the general, like I managed to lose it for like the first time ever in the last session I did, but all you have to do is just dodge the fireballs and follow him backwards through the stage, or forwards I guess.
Great! But there are still 2 flags out there.
So you use the Super Flame power-up to knock the guy off, and then you follow him back to the center room, so that you can give the flag to Handle. And that's it. That's the minigame. And basically it means that you're running all over around the stage to get there in time so that you can shoot the thing before the power-up wears off. By the way, I think I missed a coconut tree because I haven't gotten a thing yet and there are no more coconut trees left in the stage. So we'll have to be careful about that. Alright, yeah, I managed to get them all in one go, thank God. Grab these gems down here. And you go talk to Bramo.
Still after my flags, Dragon?
And so, like, basically, this feels like something that would have been, like, design-wise, that could have been in Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's so repetitive. Or it's just like you have to follow him around and avoid the fireballs, and each time the pathway back to the middle room gets slightly longer and, by extension, more challenging. But, you know, it operates on that Conker logic where, like, oh, you need to keep hitting the cows with the bowl 1 extra time each time, but it doesn't actually make it any harder.
Spyro, just one more flag.
I guess it is technically harder in this game because it's possible to actually fail and get set back, but still. And we're gonna go in that lower area that we finally talked about so that we can get over to the, you know, the rest of the. If you try to get to this third flag any other way, then it's gonna take too long. And there are a bunch of gems up here in baskets and all that good stuff, and those explosive jars will work kind of sets off a chain reaction, so to speak. Oh shit, man. Ah, fuck biscuits. Now I get to go all the way back. But I suppose it was my own damn fault for trying to do it all in one go. Let's see if did I get that tree? Yes. I'll double check some of the other trees, because I know I haven't gotten a skill point yet. And unfortunately, you have no way to check until you've beaten the final boss, so... That was brilliant design, is what it was. Like, there's no reason that there shouldn't have been a screen to preview that stuff. It's like if you couldn't see what trophies you had in a PS3, PS4 game until you'd already beaten the game, which is annoying. Just give you that from the get-go, for God's sake. I don't know. I guess for most players, they wouldn't even care. Like, skill points are supposed to be for the really experienced players who've already, you know, done the whole full completionist experience and just want something a little extra to do. You do get a reward for it, which I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but you do get a reward for it, so it's not like it's a waste of time or anything, but, you know, I don't know, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to know what I already have and what I don't.
You won't get my last flag so easily, purple beast.
And here we have round 3 with the Bowl and Conqueror, where we have to hit the cow 3 times. That's the logic we're running off of, that it's harder because we haven't... And see, we're already back to where we were the second time. It just means that you're running all around this level a whole bunch. Like, one of the things I really like, not to get too far into this Spyro 3, is that all the mini-games have their own sections of the stage, so you're not redoing a bunch of stuff you've already done. And I don't know, this is one case where I really missed that kind of design. At least with the monkeys, it had its own little plateau, you know?
Great job, Agent Spyro. How can we repay you for your efforts? How about this orb that I found in the sand?
I don't know. I mean, we're already done with this minigame. It's not a bad minigame. It's not even really all that flawed either. It's just more like it's just a bit tedious, in my opinion. That's all I gotta say about it. Oh yeah, and it did say that we were fully done with this level, but we need to figure out that skill point situation. And I have no idea what tree I've missed, and I can't check to see if I've already gotten it because I haven't beaten the game yet, so it's probably upstairs. We'll just ram all the coconuts trees once again for good measure. And yeah. Scorch it's an okay level, it's fine. It's not one of my favorite levels in Spyro 2, not by a long shot. Like I said, I think both the minigames are like, one of them's way too easy to be challenging or fulfilling in any way, and then the other one is just a bunch of backtracking. But the core stage is fine. It's finely designed. It's even kind of built sort of like a Spyro 3 level, except there's a point of no return. Like, Spyro 3, every level in the game is structured like a giant Cheerio, so that it loops around, so that you can go backwards through the stage if you want, if you missed something, which is really convenient. But Spyro 2 doesn't do that, by the sorry about that. I don't know if you heard that, but best not to draw too much attention to it. I don't know, I can't find any other trees. I gotta assume I got the skill point. Worst case scenario, I come back for it and do it in 5 seconds. So I'm not really sure what happened there. I guess in addition to being secret agents, they're also demons. It's not really explained why they have those powers, or why they didn't use them earlier, or who they work for, or anything. But whatever. Here's one of my top 2 least favorite levels in Spyro 2. I think this and Shady Oasis, I think, get my vote for the worst levels in the trilogy.
Hello there, Mr. Dragon. You're pretty cute for a quadruped. I wish I could take you on a tour of our temple, but a bunch of lousy Earthshapers have encased it in stone.
Thank you for releasing me. They're all...
Oh, damn. Thank you for releasing me. Alright, so here's the deal with this stage. You need the head bash to beat one of the minigames. But you don't get the head bash until you reach the 3rd hub world. But you can't reach the 3rd hub world without the talismans. See, and you have to beat this level to get all the talismans. See what the problem is? So no matter what, you're forced to basically backtrack and come back to this level, and it's just... What I really hate about it is that the other level we're gonna be playing after this is worse, so I'll save most of the big criticisms for it. But I hate the fact that I can't do this level all in one go. And the worst part is you don't even know you would need the head bash until you've already beaten another minigame. Like, it's you know, it's like the turtle suit minigame where you have to, like, beat the first round, then you can play a second round. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different from that, but it's the same idea. You have to do this escort mission that could be really annoying on a first playthrough. And then once you beat that, the game just tells you that.
Free. Now there is only one satyr left to rescue.
I feel like that guy's voiced by Mike Pollock for some reason, but I know it's not. But it's like you don't have any idea that you need that there's a second minigame that you're gonna play after the first one. or that you'll need the head bash to do it. And if you don't have the head bash when you play the minigame...
Oh, a dragon! Perhaps you can help. My friend is locked in this room and lost the key, and you know how hard it is to find a locksmith at this time of night.
By the way, the Earth Shapers encasing these satyrs and fawns in stone has nothing to do with Ripto. Ripto is not mentioned at all. There's no connection. As far as we can tell, the Earth Shapers just hated the music that much that they decided to encase all the satyrs in stone. Just saying. Dropping another breadcrumb. I'm gonna keep on this till we get to the third top world.
Now that you have rescued all the satyrs in Fracture Hills, you ought to go into the temple.
I mean, have you guys noticed just how little of a role Ripto plays in this story? I'm throwing that out there, and we're not gonna bother with that. We got all the satyrs, so we're just gonna go grab the talisman and come back later. It's not worth killing all the enemies to activate the super portal and do all that shit. You might as well come back later and kill all the enemies then. Because at that point, that's, I don't know. Technically, you can do all of that now.
Oh, hi, Dragon Boy. You're probably expecting me to be all like, you're my hero, thanks for saving poor helpless little me, blah blah blah. Sorry, short stuff, I was only in here because I like the peace and quiet. Anyway.
Oh shit, I accidentally skipped the back half there. I thought I had... Oops. I don't know, you can probably tell what she's gonna say. Take the talisman, and we're gonna do that and get the fuck out of here. Because... I think they're floating. See, they're floating on top of the platform. They're not standing on it. What the hell? See, I mean, I guess that cutscene was cute, but it wasn't funny? Like, I just find those little cutscenes more distracting than anything. It's like those old movie tie-in games like Toy Story 2 on PlayStation that think they're being all innovative and edgy by putting terribly compressed FMV cutscenes from the movie into the game, when really it just looks terrible and is aged poorly. That's what that is. We'll go to Magma-Cone next. And this will probably be the end of the part. Come on, my baby, let's see that cutscene. That guy's dead. Wasn't that funny? Aren't you all laughing? I remember a part in Conker's Bad Fur Day where a character got squashed, and it was hilarious.
Hello, Spyro. I suppose you're here for the party. I'm afraid it's been cancelled because the stupid Earth Shaper set off the volcano.
And once again, Ripto has nothing to do with the Earth Shapers unleashing the volcano. You know that this game should have been called Gateway to Avalar instead. Anyways, we'll talk more about that in the next episode, where we'll go through Magma-Cone, which is actually a pretty good level, so until then, I'm Exo, and I'll see you guys next time.